Hey guys, today we're going to review the Thrunite TN12, which I got as part of a bundle from Thrunite to review, and we did quite a bit of testing with this over the course of the last month, and I'm kind of ready to share my results. Now this is the new 2016 version, so there have been some slight changes compared to older Thrunites that you may have seen, so just wanted to point that out ahead of time. So this one here uses the XML2 U2 LED, which is pretty much one of the, if not, the brightest LED on the market for common use. It's very well known for being a very, very good, solid LED. If you're really into research, I know for some people it's just a number, but for some people it's really a big deal. This flashlight will use a single 18650 battery, or you can use two CR123s or two rechargeable CR123 batteries. So you have three different options, two rechargeable, one non-rechargeable. You're talking about 6 different modes. Your turbo mode being 1050 lumens for 95 minutes, and my testing actually did better than that. Your strobe mode is 800 lumens for 3.8 hours. High is 370 lumens for 4.2 hours. Medium, 145 lumen for 11.8 hours. Your low is 11 lumen for 5.5 days, which is astounding. And the Firefly 0.4 lumen for 74 days. Yes, that is pretty much a fiscal quarter. Now, this thing is 143 millimeters in length, 25.4 millimeters diameter, 82 grams in weight. It's a rear tail clicky with a side switch to change modes. Whew, that was a lot. Your usual stuff: waterproof, shockproof, reverse polarity protection, low voltage protection, thermal protection. This thing has everything, which is it's one of the reasons why it's so popular and why it's such a big EDC flashlight. It's not only is it very safe, but it's got a lot of features to it as well. And the reverse polarity protection is actually a true electronic protection as opposed to physical. Some companies just cheap and out and they just put a little bit of foam or something in there to protect it. No, this actually utilizes electronics to protect it from reverse polarity. So, O-ring sealed, all that other jazz as well. Accepts 2.7 to 9 volts, and it boasts a max beam distance of 218 meters, which I, beyond a doubt, think it'll do, because I can easily see 150 yards with this, and that's just ordinary backyard use. Right now what you see is we got the moonlight mode on. Gonna give you an idea of the beam profile. As you can see, it's a nice cool white color. I think it's also available in neutral white, and you have a pretty bright, well-defined hot spot with a very well-defined area of spill behind it. What I find is doing this moonlight on a towel like this actually makes it show up a lot better on camera from my experimentation there. So there's that. Just wanted to give you that idea. So we'll crank this back on, take a closer look. We got really good anodizing on this. No issues with the anodizing coming off. The switch is a metal switch and it's slightly recessed, so you don't have to worry about it coming out in your pocket. Even if you do, it takes quite a bit to activate it, so you don't have to worry about. You can see there's switch into the modes. Holding it in brings you to strobe, so pretty neat. We're going to show you that outside in a second. Of course, tail switch turns it off. It will tail stand. A little wobbly. It's not going to do it on this towel, but there is enough there for it to tail stand. Just going to do so wobbly. Little knurling on there. You have kind of a, I believe it's a partial, let me look here. No, it's a smooth reflector with the XML2 down there. Very nice glass. So overall, build quality, really good. No problems with it. The switch is very good, very high quality side switch. A lot of them are pretty hinky. Nope, this is actually good. So price on this, you're talking 45 bucks for the bare flashlight. Goes up from there depending if you want to get a bundle. The bundles, of course, are going to give you more. They always do. So typically what you're going to get with this is the nylon sheath, which is okay. They're not anything spectacular. Belt clip. Belt clip's nice and thick too. It's really a decent belt clip. Some of them are a little junky, you know. Lanyard, in case you want that as well. And this model came with a charger, a USB charger, which is kind of neat. And it's the C1 charger. Don't mind me while I kind of shuffle things around here. And this is a tiny little thing, not much bigger than the light itself. Holds that 18650 battery. And this came with an 18650 battery, by the way. It came with a Thrunite branded one, which are really a relabeled Panasonic NCR 18650B, which is a really good battery. A lot of places when you get a free battery, they give you junk. That's not the case with Thrunite. These are actually really good, kind of top of the line batteries. So you're actually getting something worth like $10 when you get that battery. So this works two ways. Number one, you can charge your battery in this, and number two, you can use it as a power source to charge your flashlight or a walkie-talkie or anything else that uses a USB charger. I did some pretty extensive testing on this, and what I found is my big concern was that it was going to drain the battery if you left it in here. So I left the battery in here for literally like 2 weeks, checked the voltage, and I checked the voltage on a control battery, and they were pretty much maybe like 0.01 different. So this doesn't drain the battery. I charged it numerous times, probably did about 10 chargings. It always charged to 4.2, you know, plus or minus 0.02. So pretty accurate, and never overcharged, never really undercharged. No problems there. I charged my phone with it several times. No issue with over discharging or anything like that as well. So definitely not a bad little thing. Plus, you know, if you're going to use this as a kit, you know, so that if you want to use this in your car, the office, whatever, this is a great little on-the-go charger for it. And it comes with a little tiny USB cord for it as well. Alright, so there's other bundles as well. There's other bundles with more batteries, different chargers and all that. But that is the one I got, and I like that little C1 charger. It's small and it's accurate. A lot of those little chargers I've tested do not hold accuracy, and they drain the battery like crazy. This one didn't do that. So next topic, we're going to get on to competition. Of course, the closest competition is the Nitecore P12, which is very similar size, very similar shape, very similar functionality. Major difference between the P12 and the TN12. The P12 is a weapon light and rated for weapons, whereas the TN12 is not. So, other than that, there is some slight differences in the modes, and the Thrunite, of course, is brighter and has better run times from my testing. Now, as I mentioned before, I had said that 85 minutes, it actually got better than that. I tested this with probably about 7 or 8 different batteries, and I got run times from about 75 minutes to about, I think it was 114 minutes. So there were some batteries that actually exceeded the runtime by quite a few minutes that they advertised. Lumens, I don't have an exact way to measure, but when you look at this Nitecore P12, I measured these using lux at a distance of 1 meter, and the Thrunite actually is about 20%, almost 30% higher. So it is substantially brighter than the P12. Now, the big area where this kind of shines, we're going to get that back to moonlight mode, is your beams. And we're going to turn the light off here so you can see. There's a difference. Now, number one, the Thrunite TN12 has lower lows and higher highs, which is what ideally I want. I want my low modes to be really low for long run time. I want my high modes to be high for just when I need it. So the Thrunite wins just on that alone. But if you look at beam profiles, and hopefully this will show up well, then when you put these things at equal height, you can see that the P12, which is here on the left, has a more of a diffuse hot spot and a very well defined kind of edge around it, whereas the TN12 has a kind of a smaller hot spot and a little more spread out and diffuse spill to it. So it's a completely different beam profile between the two of them, which is kind of neat because, you know, sometimes, you know, the profile just doesn't work for one person or another. So, and you can see a little bit there, just that difference in the width of the beams and the brightness. So pretty cool. All right. So since we're done with that, I mean, I love the P12. Don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm knocking the P12 or anything like that. I just think the TN12 is superior. Not only, and if you guys want, I'll do a comparison point by point. not only does it have better modes, it's brighter, and the batteries last longer, but the construction itself is just better. It has better springs inside. It has just, everything seems to be done better when you tear the flashlight down. So once again, if you're really interested, I'll tear them both down and show you point by point why the TN12 is better. So let me know if you want it. All right, we'll leave that off, and we're gonna come over here to the window and show you brightness, hopefully, without knocking everything over here. All right, so moonlight mode, you're not gonna be able to see out the window. So here is, let me zoom out here. Here is that low mode, which you can pretty much see just kind of right in front of you on the camera here. But I could see a person easily at 50 yards with this. That next mode, see, is much brighter, and you have a much better range that you can see with it. Here we are at that 800 lumen mode, and I can easily see 50 yards. You can just barely see it. My fire pit back there. You can see my garage, which is probably about 20-25 yards. My fire pit's that blob back there, which is like 56 yards from here. But I can easily see it. Like I said, it doesn't show up the best on camera, but I can see it very well. If there was a person, there's some trees behind that I can see. I could probably see a person at 100 yards on this mode. And here is your 1050 lumen mode. As you can see, you can easily see. We'll zoom in a little. The fire pit, which is 56 yards. I can see well beyond that. I would no doubt question the 200 yard. There's that. You can see it's a very nice, very bright. Like it's swing set I built. Trees in the back. Very nice beam. So we'll go through it once more. Moonlight, of course, you can't see. The low, higher, higher, higher. There you go. And one more time. There it is, that TN12. And I tell you what, since we're fresh and we're doing this, we'll run you through the P12. So I got a couple minutes of battery life left on this guy. Okay, moonlight, of course, you're not going to be able to see. That's another thing too, guys. The TN12, you can see that side switch a lot easier. There's your low, higher, high, and that's it. You only have the 4 modes, so there's your high. Look at that. You notice on the high that 1000 lumen mode this has. You can't see the fire pit as well. It's not as bright. The hot spot's a little more diffuse. It spreads out quite a bit. Big difference in the beam profile. You can see that fire pit, kind of tough to see on camera here. So definite difference between the two of them. So I definitely think the TN12 has a better beam, longer range, brighter, lower lows. It's the complete package, guys. So hope that proves it. And if you want to see more,